What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther back with a video, and today's video is another Star Wars news update video, and I kind of want to talk about it because it's been popping up, at least in the Star Wars news cycle. So again, I was at work and things like that, so I didn't really get to know about it till later on. So this is what popped up like a couple hours ago. So Rian Johnson tells all Star Wars fans upset with The Last Jedi, pretty much he says go F themselves. And I'll read the article and I will link the article in the description box down below so you guys can read out the full thing. So it says Rian Johnson has a newly acclaimed film, Knives Out, blah blah blah, fan blah. You know, he talks about his, I guess he's promoting his film Knives Out and blah blah blah. And then the Star Wars The Last Jedi fan backlash, you know, on the blah 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 on the internet. During a Wire Live Q&A event this weekend, GameSpot, Johnson addressed his Star Wars critics once after one audience member implied some fans had an issue with the increased diversity in the space franchise. The Last Jedi was the most inclusive Star Wars yet, thanks to stars like Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Kelly Marie Tran, and Johnson response was blunt. If someone responds to if someone responding to diversity negative, F them. The filmmaker clarified that not everyone who hated The Last Jedi had a problem with the film's increased diversity. There were a number of reasons The Last Jedi polarized franchise fans, but Johnson says the backlash was not too surprising. I grew up as a Star Wars fan. He says I was in my 20s when the prequels came out. This whole idea that it's been shining and rosy, then everyone's yelling at each other is baffling to me. And it goes on and stuff like that and blah blah blah. Here's the thing, right? And I kind of want to talk about this. It shows you that even though it's been 2 years since The Last Jedi came out, it shows you that Rian Johnson really divided this fan base on purpose. Because it shows you that Rian Johnson, even though he's promoting his Knives Out movie, it shows you that Disney is not going to give him his trilogy. Because if he's already saying things like this, and Disney's already going through a whole financial issue with Star Wars fans. You know, if you don't know, Han Solo flopped. The parks are underperforming. Like, people are still going to the parks, but it's underperforming. They spent pretty much $1 billion on They spent $1 billion on Galaxy Edge and Disney World and Disneyland, and they opened it with no rides. And in Rise of Skywalker, they're very iffy. And the merchandise and the toys ain't really selling that well. And you could tell that they're very iffy with Star Wars because it shows you they're not as confident with the brand like they did when they bought it in 2012. With Marvel, they're ready to talk anything about Marvel. When it comes to Star Wars, they're very, very iffy because they know the fan base is voting with their wallets. They know that these groups like Geeks and Gamers, the Phantom Menace, and all these other independent content creators, and even creating their own political movement, like, you know, Star Wars political movement against Disney. Pretty much a lot of these groups are pretty much anti-Disney, anti-Disney Star Wars, and it shows you Disney doesn't want to piss them off because they have a lot of influence and control when it comes to the not maybe the general public, but to the hardcore Star Wars fans. And if they don't like it, they'll just boycott it, and you guys will lose a bunch of money, and they'll fire some like head park chick in like Disney World or Disneyland or whatever it is. So it shows you that Rian Johnson, he divided the fan base. He doesn't understand that the fan base is very demonic and are a bunch of savages, and they will ride or die for their franchise. You feel me? And the problem is really not diversity. It's just, you know, you try to put this Me Too movement, feminist SJW agenda, and then when it happened and it bites you in the ass, now you got to backtrack. You feel me? Now you got to clap back on Twitter, on Instagram, when the fan base is really demonizing you and really calling you out on your BS. But Rian Johnson just saying F you to all of them doesn't help the situation when it comes to Disney. That's what I'm trying to say. From a business point of view, you never want to piss off the fan base that's paying your bills. You feel me? You don't want to eat where you beep at. You feel me? You don't want to alienate the people that are already rocking with you, and it shows you that Disney and Rian Johnson's going to have to do damage control if something like this comes out and he's saying things like that. It shows you he's going to come back and really, really hurt him in the future. That's really it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think of Rian Johnson's comment? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. Rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Peace and have a great day and take care.